There are moments in life that feel quiet on the surface, yet powerful beneath. This is one of those moments. You did not arrive here by accident, and you did not pause on these words randomly. Something within you slowed down for a reason. The number 1111 has always carried a gentle reminder that alignment exists even when life feels scattered. Archangel Michael speaks in moments like this, not through noise or fear, but through stillness that reaches the soul. Right now, you are being asked to breathe, to settle your thoughts, and to listen with awareness rather than expectation. So many times you have wondered whether unseen forces truly notice your effort, your patience, your quiet endurance. You may not say it out loud, but your heart has asked questions late at night. Questions about direction, about timing, about whether goodness still remembers your address. Archangel Michael's presence is calm, not urgent, reassuring rather than demanding. His message does not rush you, it meets you exactly where you are. This moment is an invitation to remember that your life is not drifting, it is unfolding. There is a reason this message feels different. It is not here to promise something dramatic or overwhelming. It is here to restore balance. When you see 1111, it is often a signal that alignment is closer than it appears, that pieces you thought were separate are quietly arranging themselves. You may not yet see the full picture, but movement has already begun. Not forced movement, not chaotic change, gentle progress guided by wisdom rather than pressure. Archangel Michael speaks to those who have learned strength through silence. To those who kept going even when no one applauded. To those who chose kindness when life offered reasons to harden. This message is for a soul that has grown tired of noise and longs for clarity. You are not being singled out because you are perfect, but because you are willing to listen. Willingness opens doors that effort alone cannot. Good news often arrives softly. It does not always announce itself with excitement or urgency. Sometimes it comes as relief. Sometimes as understanding. Sometimes as a conversation that shifts perspective. Sometimes as confirmation that you are not alone in what you are carrying. Archangel Michael's guidance reminds you that goodness does not need to be chased, it finds those who remain open, grounded, and present. If your mind has been busy lately, this message asks you to release the need to predict outcomes. Trust does not mean knowing every step ahead. Trust means believing that each step has purpose, even when the path bends. You have already survived moments you once thought would break you. That strength was not accidental. It was formed, refined, and noticed. Right now, you are standing at a point of awareness. Not the end of a chapter, not the beginning of chaos, but a pause where insight becomes possible. Archangel Michael stands for protection, clarity, and courage, but courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is choosing calm over anxiety, patience over fear, faith over overthinking. Let this moment settle into you. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to rush forward. Simply remain open. Alignment does not force itself, it reveals itself when the heart is ready. What is meant to reach you will do so in its right form, at its right time, in a way that strengthens rather than overwhelms. This message is not about tomorrow alone. It is about restoring your confidence in the journey itself. When you move forward from here, move gently. Move with awareness. Move knowing that unseen support walks beside you, not ahead of you demanding, and not behind you judging, but beside you, steady and present. Take this as a reminder, not a prediction. A reassurance, not a command. Something good does not need pressure to arrive. It needs space, trust, and a heart that remains open even after disappointment. And that, quietly, is what you are learning now. As this message continues to unfold, allow yourself to stay present. Do not rush ahead in your thoughts, and do not look back at what you wish had been different. Right now is enough. This moment holds meaning because it meets you exactly where your spirit has been waiting. Archangel Michael does not arrive with confusion, he arrives with order. Not loud order, not controlling order, but the kind of inner alignment that slowly rearranges what felt scattered inside you. If you have felt pulled in many directions lately, this is a signal that clarity is beginning to gather. There is something important you must understand. Not everything that is meaningful comes with instant recognition. Many divine shifts happen quietly, long before the outer world reflects them. You may still wake up to the same routines, the same environment, the same responsibilities, but something within you has already started changing. A deeper calm. A subtle strength. A growing sense that you no longer need to force life to move faster. Archangel Michael's presence brings this realization gently, reminding you that timing is not punishment, it is preparation. You have carried more than most people realize. Responsibilities you never asked for. Emotions you learned to manage alone. Decisions you made without guidance. And yet, here you are, still listening, still hoping, still open. That openness matters. Heaven responds not to perfection, but to sincerity. The fact that this message resonates with you is not coincidence, it is recognition. Recognition of a soul that has not closed itself off, even after disappointment. When 11 appears, it is often misunderstood as a sign of urgency. But its deeper meaning is alignment. It signals that your inner world and outer world are slowly beginning to reflect each other again. What you believe is possible is starting to match what life is preparing to offer. This does not mean everything will arrive at once. It means the resistance is easing. The inner tension is loosening. And when resistance fades, clarity can finally speak. Archangel Michael wants you to know that you are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing something everyone else has already found. Your path has required patience because it is meant to carry depth. Shallow roads move fast, but they do not last. Yours has been slower because it is meant to sustain you, not exhaust you. This season is about building something steady inside you before it appears outside you. Think about how much you have learned without realizing it. How your reactions have changed. How certain things no longer trigger you the way they once did. How you have become more observant, more selective, more aware. This growth did not happen randomly. It happened because you stayed present through discomfort instead of running from it. That choice is now returning to you as strength. This message is not asking you to expect something dramatic tomorrow. It is asking you to trust the process unfolding now. Sometimes, good news does not arrive as an event, but as a shift in understanding. A realization that lifts weight from your chest. A conversation that brings peace. A door opening where you had stopped knocking. These are not small things. These are life-shaping moments that often arrive quietly. Archangel Michael's guidance is steady. He reminds you that protection does not always mean removal from difficulty, sometimes it means clarity within it. You are being protected from rushing into things that are not aligned. From attaching yourself to outcomes that would drain you. From mistaking noise for opportunity. This protection is subtle, but it is powerful. If you have been feeling a pull towards stillness lately, honor it. Stillness is not stagnation, it is integration. It is where lessons settle and wisdom forms. You are integrating everything you have lived through, and that integration is what prepares you for what comes next. There is no need to announce this process. No need to explain it to others. This is between you and the path unfolding ahead. Right now, remain open. Remain grounded. Remain patient with yourself. Alignment is not a switch, it is a gradual returning. And you are returning, to trust, to balance, to a sense of inner guidance you once doubted. That guidance never left. It was simply waiting for you to slow down enough to hear it again. This is not the end of the message. It is the deepening of it. And as you move forward from here, carry this knowing with you: you are supported, you are seen, and what is meant for you does not need to be chased. It will recognize you when the time is right. As this message moves deeper, it asks you to reflect gently, not with pressure but with honesty. There is a quiet truth forming inside you, one that does not demand attention but patiently waits to be acknowledged. Archangel Michael brings awareness, not fear. He brings recognition, not urgency. If you have felt a soft inner nudge lately, a feeling you cannot explain but cannot ignore, that is your spirit responding to alignment. It is the part of you that knows something meaningful is taking shape, even if the details are still unfolding. You may have noticed that your relationship with time has changed. Moments feel heavier, more intentional. You are less interested in rushing, less willing to waste energy on what does not nourish you. This is not withdrawal, it is discernment. Discernment grows when the soul matures. Archangel Michael honors this maturity, because it signals readiness. Not for chaos or sudden change, but for clarity and steadiness. What is coming into your life requires calm hands and a grounded heart, not urgency or desperation. There was a time when you questioned yourself often. When you replayed conversations, doubted decisions, and wondered whether you were doing enough. That inner noise has been slowly quieting, even if you did not notice it at first. Silence is not emptiness, it is space. And space allows truth to surface. In that space, you are beginning to see that you do not need to prove your worth. You do not need to chase validation. You are learning to stand comfortably in who you are becoming. Archangel Michael's presence reassures you that the strength you carry is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is consistent. It is the kind of strength that endures uncertainty without collapsing into fear. You have already survived moments that once felt unbearable. You adapted. You learned. You grew. Those experiences were not meant to harden you, they were meant to refine you. And refinement often looks like quiet confidence rather than visible triumph. There is also a shift happening in how you see others. You are beginning to understand that not everyone is meant to walk with you through every season. Some people were teachers, not companions. Some connections were mirrors, not destinations. This realization is not painful anymore, it feels freeing. Archangel Michael encourages this understanding because it allows you to release attachment without resentment. Letting go does not mean something failed. It means it completed its purpose. You might still have questions about what lies ahead. That is natural. Clarity does not always arrive as a full picture, sometimes it arrives as trust. Trust that the next step will reveal itself when you are ready to take it. Trust that you do not need to control the outcome to be safe. Trust that what aligns with you will not require you to abandon yourself. This trust is forming now, quietly strengthening with each moment of awareness. Notice how your inner dialogue has softened. How you speak to yourself with more patience than before. How you allow rest without guilt. These are signs of healing, even if you never labeled them as such. Archangel Michael recognizes this healing and supports it, because a healed heart perceives opportunity differently. It no longer clings. It no longer panics. It remains open without losing boundaries. This message is not here to predict a single event or outcome. It is here to remind you of something more enduring: you are not drifting. Even in moments that felt directionless, you were being guided toward understanding. Toward balance. Toward a version of yourself that moves through life with intention rather than reaction. This is a quiet transformation, but it is powerful. Stay present with this awareness. Let it settle naturally. There is no action required right now, only acknowledgement. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what comes next. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are prepared. And preparation, when done well, often feels like peace rather than anticipation. This message continues, not as a conclusion, but as a deepening. And as you carry these words forward, remember this: alignment does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself gently, through understanding, through calm, through a growing sense that you no longer need to hurry to become who you already are. As this message reaches its final depth, allow yourself to slow down completely. There is no rush here, no pressure to understand everything at once. Archangel Michael does not arrive with urgency, he arrives with assurance. This moment is about settling into awareness, about recognizing that the path you are on has meaning even when it feels quiet. What is unfolding in your life does not need dramatic signs to be real. Some of the most important transformations happen gently, almost invisibly, until one day you realize you are no longer the same person you once were. You may notice that your heart feels different now than it did before. Not louder, not heavier, but steadier. You are learning how to sit with uncertainty without letting it control you. You are learning that faith is not about knowing every answer, but about trusting the process even when the next step is not fully visible. Archangel Michael honors this kind of faith, because it is rooted in maturity, not fear. It shows that you are ready to move forward without needing constant reassurance. There has been a subtle reshaping of your priorities. Things that once consumed your energy no longer hold the same power. You are more selective with your attention, more protective of your peace. This is not withdrawal from life, it is alignment with yourself. When you begin to value inner stability over external noise, life responds differently. Opportunities start to feel less forced. Connections become more meaningful. Decisions become clearer because they are no longer driven by anxiety. You may still carry memories of moments when you felt unseen or misunderstood. Those memories do not define you anymore. They have become reference points, reminders of how far you have come. Archangel Michael encourages you to view your past not as a weight, but as a foundation. Everything you experienced contributed to your awareness, your empathy, your strength. Nothing was wasted. Even confusion served a purpose by teaching you how to listen inwardly. Notice how your intuition has grown sharper. You sense when something aligns and when it does not, even if you cannot explain why. This inner knowing is not random, it is the result of clarity forming over time. When the mind quiets, wisdom speaks softly. Archangel Michael's guidance often appears this way. Not as commands, but as calm understanding. You are learning to trust that understanding, to let it guide your choices without needing external validation. This phase of your life is not about chasing something new, it is about receiving what is already aligned with you. What belongs to you will not require constant struggle. It will meet you with ease, even if it challenges you to grow. Growth does not always come through difficulty, sometimes it comes through peace, through realizing that you are allowed to feel safe while becoming more. There is also a sense of closure happening within you. Old questions are losing their urgency. Old fears are no longer as convincing. You are not trying to escape your reality anymore, you are learning how to be present within it. Presence is powerful. It allows you to respond instead of react. It allows you to see clearly instead of assuming. This clarity is one of the greatest gifts you are receiving right now. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important. Your life does not need to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. Your pace, your path, your process are uniquely yours. Comparison only creates distraction. Alignment creates peace. The more you accept where you are, the more naturally you move toward where you are meant to be. Nothing is behind schedule. Nothing is missing. As this message comes to a close, let its purpose remain simple. It is not here to overwhelm you with promises or predictions. It is here to remind you that you are supported, aware, and capable of navigating what comes next with calm confidence. Whatever unfolds after this moment will do so because you are ready to meet it, not because you were forced into it. Take a breath. Let the words settle. You do not need to hold on to them tightly, they will stay with you in the form of understanding. Trust that the quiet strength you feel now will continue to guide you long after this message ends. You are not alone in this journey, and you never were. If this message resonated with you even a little, don't let it stop here. Like this video to acknowledge the moment you shared with it. Comment below what part of this message stayed with you the most. Your words may help someone else. Share this video with someone who needs calm guidance today. And subscribe if you want to continue receiving messages that bring clarity, peace, and deeper understanding.